Good afternoon. To our professor, Madam Mia, our professor here in Environmental Science, good afternoon. And to my dearest classmates, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. It's been a discussion, these previous reporters, that we are talking about environmental issues and concerns. And truly we discovered that these anthropogenic activities really affects the biodiversity of the planet Earth. And for today, I will discuss another environmental issue, and that is urbanization. So since we are in the Anthropocene era wherein human is a dominant creature, and then we are entering also in the age of urbanization rather. So let me first tackle the urbanization and define urbanization based on the perspective of different people. So the first one is a perspective of National Geographic. So they define urbanization as a process through which cities grow and higher percentage of populations come to live in the city. So meaning to say that people transfer from one place to another because of different reasons. Maybe it's opportunity, maybe it's security, maybe it's about health reason or protection. So there are many reasons why people transfer from one place to another, but often the reason is for opportunity. And another working definition of urbanization is a definition of Enquist and his group. This is taken from their article or from their book, rather, from their book, Urbanization and Biodiversity. They define urbanization as a multidimensional process that manifests itself through rapidly changing human population and changing land cover. According to them, there are four forces that create urbanization or growth in urbanization. The first one is the natural growth. So natural growth, since people or human is naturally giving birth, they procreate, meaning to say procreation is a factor for population increase. And then the second one is migration. So from rural areas going to urban areas, they migrate. So there are many reasons why people migrate from rural to urban. So again, I have mentioned it a while ago that there are many reasons why people migrate. First one, it can be opportunity, it can be safety reason, health reason, and protection. So there are many reasons why people migrate. And the third one is a massive migration due to extreme issues. So similarly, that's happening today in Afghanistan. People are migrating from their country, Afghanistan, going to other countries. So they are refugees. They are escaping the event that's happening now in their country. And then redefinition of administrative boundaries. So this definition according to Enquist. And here, this trend, okay, this trend is a population growth from year 1960 to 2020. So they have compared the population growth from rural areas to with that of urban areas. So from 1960 to 2020, there is a vast increase in the population growth of urban areas. From 1 billion in 1960, it increases to more than 4 billion in 2020. Compared to rural areas in 1960, it's more than the population in the urban areas. However, in 2000, okay, in 2000 up to 2020, it stagnates, meaning to say the population is nearly growing only. So compared with the urban areas. So mas rapid ang pag-increase ng population sa urban areas. Again, there are different reasons why in people migrates going to urban areas. So to cite you an example, I have cited one of the most populated country, and that is India. So in 1901, India has a low number of population, or small amount of population, small population. However, the pattern changes. The pattern and trend of urban population and number of towns in India during 1901 to 2001 shows that the total urban population has increased more than 10 times. So from 26 million to 285 million, whereas the total population has increased less than 5 times from 238 million to 1,027 million from 1901 to 2001. So as you can see there, it's very evident in the tabular data. So again, another graph to see it better. So from 1901 to 1941, there's a minimal increase the population in India. However, it started from 1951 going to 2051, it reaches its highest point. So from 2001 to 2001. So there is a vast increase in the population of India from 1951 going to 2001, much more of today. So as you can see here also, a pictorial representation also of the Chicago, a state in USA. In year 1820, the depicted population only is 15. However, in 1898, 7 decades passed, the population is 1,698,575. So meaning to say there is a vast increase in the population of that area. With that population, urbanization takes place. Similarly also that's happening in our country. This one is a place here in Metro Manila. So during in early 1900s, it's a vast space used for agricultural land. Okay. However, as of today, it's highly urbanized place or city. Napaka-urbanized na siya wherein center of industrialization takes place. So let's go back with India. So the urbanization is a process that leads the growth of cities due to industrialization. And according to history, there's no cities that is highly urbanized or highly urbanized rather that doesn't pass through industrialization. So if you undergo urbanization, industrialization also takes place. So, gaya ng early civilizations natin, natin noon, we have the Mayan, we have the Romes, yun ang mga early urban natin nung araw. So, the population is growing at the rate of 7 million annually. So, it means that the daily average birth per day is 45,000 and the birth per minute is 31. So that's a big number of birth per minute, 31. If the country trends continues, so by year of 2050, India would have 1,620 million population. Meaning to say it's a trillion na. Hindi lang billion but trillion. And then the reason maybe is due to uncontrolled urbanization in India. And then environmental degradation has been occurring also in India rapidly, and it's very evident nowadays. There are many problems that are cited in India starting today because they are suffering urbanization and problems connected to urbanization and high population. The first one is the housing problem. Kasi because of their population, there are limited space for them. And then, worsening water. Okay, nagkaroon ng scarcity sa water supply nila, especially in potable and drinkable water. And then, excessive air pollution. Okay, it goes with urbanization also. Noise, yan, dust, heat, and problem of disposal of solid waste and hazardous waste. So, Again, these are the impacts of urbanization to India. Let us try to continue. Let us try to continue to discuss this one. So this one is from CBO, that is a data of cities and biodiversity opportunity. According to this article, they said that over half of the humanity now live in towns and cities, and by 2030, that fraction will have increased to 60%, meaning to say it's two-thirds, almost two-thirds. So in other words, in slightly over 2 decades, from 2010 to 2030, another 1.5 billion people will be added to the population of the cities. Creating healthy, habitable, and urban living space will be a problem. So how will they cater those needs in the urban areas? That will be the problem of the government in the future. Not only in the future, but actually today we are still experiencing it, or we are experiencing it rather now. So we need to address these issues. So what their built and natural components will determine the quality of life for estimated total of 5 billion existing today and new urban dwellers by year 2030. So again, in India, ito yung sabi niya, impacts of urbanization on various components of environment. It was mentioned a while ago, yung climate change, freshwater scarcity, then deforestation, freshwater pollution, and population growth. So this according to data of UNEP in 1999. So probably the most major environmental problem of the next century will result from the continuation and sharpening of existing problem from the currently, and do not receive enough political attention. That's why, if possible, the politicians and the people who are in the position should take the action today, because it will really affect their future. Next. So we have identified some impacts also, impacts of urbanization to our environment or over our environment. So the first one is the impact of urbanization to our atmosphere and climate. So as you can see here, there are two kinds of graph. The first one is a diurnal variation of temperature, and this one is a colored graph wherein the urban heat in island, wherein it defines how the cities differ the temperature from the center going outward or outside the city. So outside the city, it's 43 degrees. Then going inside, 44. As it goes inside, 45. And nearly to the center, it is 46. So what is the implication of this? The implication of this, most of the, there is a tremendous heat, okay, tremendous heat that people inside the urban areas experiencing compared to rural areas. So there are many problems. There are many problems that is connected to that one. So cities can have notable impact on the local and regional climate and well-known features such as change. So it is an urban heat island. And wherein the areas, wherein the areas around it is cooler compared to the areas inside the cities. So this understanding urban impacts on temperature has matured, is also addressed nowadays. Kaya minsan, they encourage us to use green paint, kasi sasabi nila kapag green paint out, green design, and spacious area will also lessen the amount of heat na na-absorb ng city. Pero that would be a short solution for the problem in the urban areas regarding heat. And then this one also in the air quality, if you try to compare Philippines to other countries, Philippines have a good to average amount of air quality or rather clean air in the Philippines compared to other countries. Then I have cited also some data here, but then this data was taken 2020. So in 2020, December, May Kawayan, Bulacan, or Central Luzon recorded as a 30th city in the Philippines, followed by Taguig City with moderate, Mandaluyong, Balanga, Rizal, Calabarzon, Marikina, Bulacan, Quezon City is good, Pasig good, and Cavite, Calabarzon is good. So meaning to say the air quality in these areas, Quezon City, Pasig, and Cavite is good. And then the dirtiest city recorded is Maykawayan, Bulacan. And then the, what do you call this one? The cleanest city ever recorded last year is the Calamba, Laguna. So it has 24 AQI or air quality index. So masyadong mababa. Meaning to say they have a good air quality. So comparing also in the global IQ map air, ang rank ng Philippines is 70. 70, and then the corresponding AQI or air quality index is 52. And then the interpretation of that according to WHO is moderate. So the quality of air in the Philippines is moderate. So kitang-kita naman sa comparison ng data natin sa global IQ map air, you can see here that the country has a moderate, good to moderate air quality compared to other countries. So another impact also of urbanization is the impact to atmospheric climate and atmosphere. So it changes the weather patterns. So why it changes the weather patterns? The, the urban rainfall modification can be due to urban heat. Connected siya kanina yung global, yung heat island. So according to Niyogi identifies that there is more storms or thunderstorms inside the city compared to rural areas. So he cited that the aerosols, the greenhouse gases that we emit, the methane gas, a potent gas, and then we have also the other gases from combustion like the carbon dioxide, monoxide, water vapor, they create much, okay? They affect much in the precipitation pattern. Kaya nagkakaroon ng extreme thunderstorm within the city compared to rural areas. So it's abnormalities inside the urban areas. Then we have also impact on lithosphere and land resources. So it is cited also in that area impacts of urbanization to lithosphere, we have erosion and other changes in land quality. So we have erosion. So erosion kasi rapid development because of development, excavation for subdivision making, industrialization, they excavate the lands, they change the landscape. That's why erosion happens. And if there is excavation, when sediments will be settled in the low-lying areas. And when rain pours, it will be transported to the rivers, bodies of waters, and then it will also affect the salinity of the water. Then the next one is the pollution. So you can see there the garbage, okay, the garbage in the urban area, napaka-vast, napakarami. And then we have also pollutants are often dispersed across the cities or concentrated in industrial areas or waste sites. Sometimes it is recorded in our time that lead used in the base paint also contribute much in the lithosphere pollution. And buying tremendous amount of waste in the ground, yung burying ninyo, you try to bury them, like the medical supplies, you try to bury them, it adds on in the pollution of our lithosphere. Then, as you can see here, the flow of water into streams impacts also in our hydrosphere. So kapag may urbanization, naapektuhan yung flow of water into our streams. So how? So it happens when the natural vegetation is undisturbed, soil are replaced with concrete, asphalt, bricks, and other impermeable surfaces. Sinesemento natin. And we all know that uh, rocks barely absorb water. So what will be the effect? It will be flood. And then it also affects the flow of water through streams. So like here in the photo, Metro Manila have many islands, okay? However, due to urbanization, some of these streams and bodies of water were black due to urbanization. So higher and faster peak of flows change streams channels that have evolved over centuries under natural condition. So what will happen? Flooding will occur again. Flooding will occur. And the next one is the scarcity of water. Scarcity of water. So the scarcity of water affects also the urban areas. Why? Why? The water quality is being degraded because of pollution. It's a domino effect. The water quality has degraded with time due to urbanization, because of waste materials, because of chemicals being poured, and then it's been transported to our bodies of water, and that will be affected. And then at the same time, the potability of water is being affected also. So domino effect, it will be scarcity in our water supply. So as you can see here, there will be projected countries that will suffer scarcity of water in the coming days. So meaning to say, we are projecting many countries to suffer scarcity of water. Some of those mentioned here, we have the India, China, United States, Mexico, and then Nigeria. So these are the countries that will suffer scarcity. However, here it's also projected in between 2016 to 2050, Philippines will suffer also scarcity of water, especially potable water. And here I will show you a video of a country wherein it's highly urbanized country. However, it suffers vast scarcity in water supply. So try to watch it. So it's a metro population fast approaching. It's 4 million. And then you can see in the video that people follow a line just to get a quality water. Yeah, it's a drought due to island heat. Yan, at saka dun sa temperature inversion within the city also. And the reason, ayan, drought, magkakaroon ng drought, changes sa temperatures, and reservoir. Not only the city will be affected, also the nearby rural areas. Especially yung mga reservoirs nila na apektuhan. And because of the scarcity of water, they are taking plans just to deal with their needs. So they're taking actions now. You look at the people here. Yes, oh. It will maybe happen in the Philippines in the near future kung we will continue polluting our streams. Fresh water o konti lang ang percentage ng fresh water sa Philippines. Even though we are in the area of archipelago, even the Philippines is an archipelago country. So, ayan, sasabi ko kanina, they are taking actions. So, even the agriculture to sustain their needs are being affected. Okay, then sinabi ko kanina, they are taking actions by how? This is desalination of desalination plants. So they are getting water from the seas and oceans. Then they remove the salinity of the water para maging potable or drinkable water. Okay, so really scarcity of water will be a problem of highly urbanized places. Not only the urban places, but rural areas will also suffer. Mhm. Okay, so let's proceed with another impact. Okay, and the other impact of urbanization is the impact to biosphere. So here you can see here the modification of habitats. So how does modification of habitats happen? So due to demands of food supply, the fertilizers that spread across the lawns, the farms, okay, find its way into water. So when rain comes, it will be run off together with water. It will be mixed together with the rainwater. Then it will proceed into streams. Then what will happen? What will happen? It will affect the salinity of the water. So wherein it promotes the growth of plants and expense of fish. You are producing good crops. However, the water, okay, the marine life will be affected because of farming. So even though we are gaining more harvest, abundant harvest in our farm, the lives of marine animals are affected. Then nagkakaroon din tayo ng sa water, especially din sa urbanized areas near oceans and seas, nagkakaroon ng discoloration ng reefs. So I do hope that Palawan will not suffer that one kasi we have diverse what you call this, diverse corals and diverse biodiversity na maganda doon sa Palawan. And next, we have destruction of habitats. Ayan, domino effect if the salinity of water will be affected. And then if there is a temperature increase, also the water temperature increase also. So meaning to say the habitat of animals will be affected also. And another, when the forests are being deforested because of village development, okay? Because of urbanization, they are making houses or they are making factories. So the natural habitat of animals are being disturbed. So it will be a domino effect to us. And the second one is the creation of new habitats. So again, since the animals don't have their natural habitat, it was destroyed. So people are building new habitats. So they create as if it's a native and non-native species. So some of the pests are being taken by people like the rats, hamsters, pigeons. So urbanization, for example, eliminate many bats. However, the bats will live under the bridges. So they will find their places to live in. So what will be the result of that? Maybe some viral disease, okay, viruses will be spread among the cities. Why? Because the animals from that area are finding their ways or homes in the cities. Similarly, bakit maraming mga sawa sa city? Because their natural habitat is being disturbed. That's why they are finding houses or homes or habitat for them. So next. So here, it's a question. Okay, it's a question here in the urban biodiversity and ecosystem services challenges and opportunities. I want you to read this article or this book. Actually, this book conveys that urbanization is not bad. In this article, there are many things that the government should do in order to aid the effects of urbanization. One of those na mentioned dito, because of urbanization, we will aid the scarcity of food. And then another one, the Green Revolution also is highly encouraged in this book. So maraming mga ano dito. So if you want to read this book, I highly recommend this one. Kasi sabi niya dito, urbanization can fix within biodiversity. So pwede silang magsama. So here, I will let you watch a NASA National Geographic video wherein we are maintaining the sustainability of their country, and this country is China.
Urbanization is an increase in the percentage of the number of people living in urban settlements. We're in Beijing, China. I grew up in the city. My name is Marjorie, and I'm an environmentalist and a National Geographic explorer. My life's mission is to try to make sure that this generation of Chinese can enjoy the basic healthy environmental standards and make sure that the generations to come can still have a healthy, sound environment and ecosystem. The generations to come will eventually enjoy blue sky and clear water.
So that is the dream of that environmentalist to his country, to maintain the sustainability of China. Okay, so here I got some solutions in urbanization. On the book, it is cited that we need to combat poverty by promoting economic development and job creation. So we need to disperse some of the people here in urban areas going to rural areas. So I think it was also a plan of the government to disperse Manila. And then the other one, involve local community in local government. And then next, reduce air pollution by upgrading energy use and alternative transport systems. And then alternative transport systems, kasi one of the contributor of greenhouse gases here in urban areas are the vehicles. And next one, create private-public partnership to provide services such as waste disposal and housing. In their book also, they say that non-government and private sectors have roles in maintaining the biodiversity at the same time urbanization. Then next one here, of course, plant trees incorporate the care of city green spaces and key elements in urban planning. So you can read here that they propose building of green parks. They have also proposals building of urban gardens. So marami silang sinasabi dito. So these are the things that they are citing as a solution to aid the impacts of urbanization. So if you have any comments, if you have any questions, feel free to comment your questions and any clarifications in the comment box below. So thank you very much. So this is Miss Kami saying thank you very much for listening.